My name is Avery Gregory, and it is week one of the video discussion. And our prompt this week was how cities are advertised to us, kind of on the international travel scale. So the first thing that popped into my brain was New York City. I kind of hold that near and dear to my heart. I interned this last summer in New York City for 2 months, so I kind of have a lot of experience with how the city's advertised and everything that goes on there. So something that I think is really big for that city is the attractions, as well as a lot of the pop culture that goes on today has a lot to do with New York City. So that's like celebrities, people in music, everything like that, anything really in the art realm or in the business realm, big business people. So, to kind of touch on that, I think that New York City is a huge melting pot of people as far as culture goes. So there's so many different kinds of people there. So it really, that's a huge like way to advertise a city. Is just that, like, there's so many different kinds of people there, and I think that really is a big draw for some people, is that you can go and you can be any kind of person and really fit in. And so another thing is really the attractions. That was one thing that I really noticed when I was looking, before I went up there, was a lot of social media and Pinterest and blogs and everything like that were how to do New York City in 1 week, how to do New York City in 3 days, how to move to New York City, and it kind of was everything from how to get, a lot of it had to do with all the attractions that it had there and how to go to all of them in whatever amount of time you're going there. So when you think of the big attractions in New York City, you think of Broadway, Times Square, Madison Square Garden, Central Park, the Brooklyn Bridge, the Statue of Liberty, and then of course any of the museums that are there. And then each borough in itself in the city is kind of its own attractions. So Little Italy, Chinatown, the Upper East Side, the Chelsea District, anything like that really. So that was huge in their advertising aspect of the city. That was something that I noticed was really big. And then to kind of touch on the pop culture again, I think that New York City is huge when it comes to big events. I mentioned Madison Square Garden. I think it's any basketball player's dream to play there. So I think that that draws a lot of people in when there's big games going on there. And then as far as like fashion or art or anything like that, there's New York Fashion Week, which draws in so many different people and kind of attracts, you see New York City as one of the biggest fashion hubs in the nation. And that's where people kind of direct their views to, like, how am I going to change my style? Like, what should I be wearing? What do I want to wear if I want to look like a celebrity, and everything like that. And then as far as celebrities go, just in today's pop culture, people are all about the influencers and the bloggers and the celebrities and what they're doing on Instagram and what they're doing on Twitter and where they're going, where they're traveling. And I think that New York City is a huge part of a lot of that. It's where a lot of them either live or they travel there frequently, or they go up there and they'll do bigger events for whatever kind of business or whatever kind of niche they have in today's pop culture. I know for like music and art, it's a huge draw for a lot of people. I know there's when you think about kind of the music industry, like any big name, when they go on tour in the United States, they're probably going to go to New York City if they're big. And then for art, there's so many different museums, and there's the Met, and there's the Modern Museum of Art, and the National History Museum, and just so many different things that you can experience while you're there in the art realm. That was really New York City was the biggest thing that I thought about when I thought about travel. It brings in so many people from outside of the country, as well as when people are leaving the country too. So it's one of those big travel cities that people fly into or fly out of. and I thought it was a good example for something that dealt with international travel as well as the advertising aspect of it. That's all I've got for this week, and I'll see you next time.